Hey, it's Carly. It's finally summer and I'm not wearing any makeup right now because I thought I would do a post about what kind of makeup that you should wear for a typical summer day. Normally during the winter it's easier to wear a lot of makeup because it's not so hot and you don't feel like you're sweating as much. And since I live in Florida right now throughout the summer, I'm finding myself that I don't really want to wear makeup, but I do anyways. And here's what I've been wearing every day. So first I start off with this Philosophy The Present, which is actually just basically like a clear makeup, and I think it just like smooths things out. So after you wash your face, and I use a Clarisonic with a Cetaphil face wash, then you just take a little dot and just smooth it onto my cheeks. I avoid my forehead because I feel like that's a place where I tend to get a little greasier. So after I do that, if I'm going out and I know that I'm going to be seeing a lot of people or I'm going to be wearing the makeup out throughout the day, I'll use this eye brightener and put a dot here, here, and here, and again another dot here, here, and here, and rub it in. But if it's just for the day, which that's what I'm doing right now, then I'll just use a Bobbi Brown Tinted Moisturizer, which is great because it has an SPF 15, which I need being so pale. So this is actually new, so I have to open it. They've actually redesigned it. I've been using it for years, and finally they have one that's made for different types of skin. So I have the oil-free. And I typically just use my fingers to apply, and I rub it on as if I was putting on a moisturizer, because that's really what it is. And it's really great and light and airy, and you don't really feel like you're wearing anything at all, but it gives you a little bit more coverage as opposed to putting on a full-on foundation, which could get a little heavy, especially during the summer. Okay, so once you have that all applied, I like to let it dry a little bit because my face feels a little bit dewy. And then moving on to eyeliner. Sometimes I skip it, especially if I think I'm going to be swimming or sweating or going for a run or babysitting with kids that are grabbing my face all the time. But I use the Bobbi Brown eyeliner, which I can't get open because it's new. And it's great because it has two ends, so this end has like a little smudger if you want to smudge it. And here's the pencil, and I use charcoal. So I just apply a pretty light line on the top, and I'll use my finger just to smudge it a little bit, and then just barely anything underneath my eye. And then once I have my eyeliner, mascara is the same way. Sometimes I skip it, especially if I think I'm going to be jumping in the pool, because even the best waterproof mascara doesn't fare well in chlorine. So this is the Bobbi Brown Everything, which I've been using for years and I love. But if I think I'm going to be, sweating or something where I think my mascara might run, I go back to that Maybelline with the pink and the green top, from like middle school that everyone used. So I just do a few swipes. Make sure that they're even, because sometimes I'm not very good at this. Okay. And I probably could go out like this and feel fine, but I do feel a little pale, so I sometimes fake a tan by using a bronzer. So I typically use this Bobbi Brown little kabuki brush. I'm not really even sure what it is. And I love this Cargo bronzer, and unfortunately they don't carry it anymore at Sephora where I originally got it, but I think any bronzer really would work. So I just run it around right where like the sun would like naturally hit me. if I went out in the sun. And my nose. And that's pretty much all I do. If I'm going out at night, I might use a little bit more of the Tinted Moisturizer and just use this type of like brush to fill in some spots or make it a little thicker if I have some problem areas. And I love these Shimmer Bricks, and I'm typically not really into wearing eyeshadow or anything of the sort, but these are really perfect if you want something, and they can also double as a bronzer. So you could use just like a blush brush and run it where your cheekbones are, like a regular blush, or you know, grab an eyeshadow brush and use it the individual lines for eyeshadow. Now when I'm running out and about the town, if I'm running errands and I'm in and out of a extremely hot car, I like to carry these little blotter sheets with me. They're not really the blue type. I don't know what kind those are, but I don't know, they seem to work for me. I'm pretty sure they're from Sephora. So I use these all the time, and they're great just to keep your forehead and your chin and your nose or any place else that you might feel a little like the summer has gotten to you. And that's pretty much my makeup routine. And oh, I also use lip gloss that has, or lip chapstick that has an SPF, because it's really important to keep your lips protected as well. And if I find that I'm not going to be going out, but I don't need like a makeup or anything like that, I use some sort of moisturizer that has an SPF in it, because I need to protect my skin and it's really important. And that's summer makeup.